Most of the good business schools require the GMAT exam in order to complete the application. Because I knew that that was a vital part of the application, I started about 6 months before the application period, and the options available to me in South Africa were buying the GMAT book, which is very widely available, or taking some kind of tuition through one of the local universities. I opted to prepare by myself through the GMAT websites, as well as through the GMAT books, and as well as the many things available on the internet.
I use the official guidebooks that came with the GMAT exam, as well as the mock test prep, the software that came in. The mock tests were very vital towards my preparation, because it helped me understand where I was lacking in and helped me leverage upon whatever strengths that I did recognize during the mock test. Also, I did not take any external help while preparing for it. It was mostly done with the help of the official guides. They're pretty comprehensive and helps you get a good understanding of what is expected of you during the exam.
I wrote the GMAT almost 2 years back, and it was a fun journey because it's actually a fairly well-structured process, and there's a lot of there's no ambiguity about how the format of the paper and such, and there's a lot of prep material available out there. So I mostly took the help of some peers and other people who had written the test previously, and studied on my own. Of course, like a lot of other people, I was working at the time, so I would try and cram in as much time before and after work. I prepared for about 4 months, I think, focusing mostly on the verbal side, as many of us do here, because I was quite comfortable with the quant aspect of the course. And it took me about 4 months to prepare for my exam.
For the GMAT, I spent more time on the quantitative part of the exam, because that was my weak area. What I did is that I did all the questions in the official book, and I also asked a few of my friends for a few references. They also gave me some pointers and tips, so it's a good idea to talk to people who've already given the exam. For the AWA part, I actually practiced writing essays. Online there are people who've given a few guidelines, so you can follow those guidelines on a lot of the forums. And for the verbal aspect, I didn't really study much, because that was already a strong area.
I started studying for the test about 3 to 4 months before I was taking it. I initially started with the Manhattan prep. I went through all the theory because it had been a long time since I had actually studied. So I started off by reading about the math, the grammar, everything. Then I slowly moved on to the tests. So I took a few tests from Manhattan, and then towards the end I sat down with the official test, the official GMAT test. And in fact that's how I did it, and I got a lot of support because my elder sister was doing GMAT at the same time. So that kind of helped me, and we didn't really do any classes, so I did it mostly on my own.
I took about 3 months to prepare for the GMAT. I was working as well as studying. I bought all the official books, that is the verbal as well as the quant guides, as well as the official GMAT books that were there. I also took the help of certain Manhattan guides, especially the sentence correction guides. I found them to be especially useful. I was also working on the Power CR Bible. And I took up all the GMAT tests available, the 2 free tests that you do get while downloading the software. I purchased 2 other tests as well.
I had a very hours-intensive job. I was doing sort of 60, 70 hours a week. I tried to study pre-work and post-work for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, but wasn't really making very much progress. So I elected to do a week-long intensive course to really throw myself into all things GMAT. I then booked the exam for 3 weeks later, deciding that a quick deadline would motivate me to continue to study very hard.
I started preparing from something that they have called the official guide. So I first took a mock test to assess where I stood in general, to figure out what my weak points are and what perhaps I did not need to pay so much attention to. Then I started working on the OG, as it's called, the official guide. Once I was done with that, I just gave a couple of tests every few days.